All right, we continue Hannity with our town hall. We are in beautiful Ackworth, Georgia. Herschel Walker still is with us, and we're now joined by Senator Lindsey Graham and Senator Tim Scott, both from the great state of South Carolina. Both of you have been really, really supportive of Herschel's campaign. Absolutely. And by the way, so is every Republican I meet and know. Yeah. Let's talk about it, Senator Scott.
Here's a common sense conservative who's doing the right thing, understands business, has signed the front of a paycheck and not just the back. If we want to help Georgians and all of America, let's start winning the majority right here in Georgia. Yeah. Win it right here in Georgia. Yeah. Herschel Walker. Yeah. Sean.
By the way, I think it's important for people to know you're up for re-election.
Absolutely.
But you're coming down here because this race is important to you.
So important to me. I tell you, I was a fan of Herschel. I was a weaker running back. Yeah, He won the Heisman Trophy. Anyways, I did not. But think about this, though. Think about someone who understands and appreciates the hard side of the track. Someone who came up in Wrightsville, Georgia, who understands poverty, who understands tenacity, and to go the extra mile for your fellow citizens. Someone who did it on the field, but off the field. Someone who did it in business, but also in the nonprofit world. Here's a guy who's willing to put his life on the line for this great nation because he understands the value of American citizenship. I can't think of a better place to be in all of America than right here in Georgia.
You know what? Senator Graham, I had a conversation with you off air when Herschel was considering getting into this race.
Yeah.
And we had discussed that.
I said, I'm going to kick your ass if you don't run.
Yeah. And he did say that.
He did say that, but we all know that's a joke. All right.
Now, could I have done it? I doubt it, but I said it.
So, and we talked about the fact that Herschel was such an open book. He talked about his life, his struggles, his time. And I said, Lindsey, they're going to go after him with everything they've got. They have dumped from money outside of Georgia, by the way. So you know.
All of it.
They have dumped tens and tens of millions of dollars in negative ads to smear, slander, besmirch, and destroy the character of this man.
Yeah.
I've seen bad campaigns in the past. This is one of the worst.
Well, I've seen this movie before. Remember Kavanaugh? Yeah. Aren't you tired of this crap? Yes. You know why I'm here tonight? Because the two senators you have cancel out our votes.
That's right.
The people in South Carolina are pulling for you, Herschel, because there must be something different in the water between the two states, but I don't think so. You got a chance here to right a wrong. Yeah. One more senator means that Tim is the chairman of the banking committee, not Sherrod Brown. If we're in the majority, I'm chairman of the budget committee, not Bernie Sanders. Woo! You don't even have to like me. That's a good reason to vote already. $90 million raised against Herschel. He's raised 32, which is a lot of money. We're going to close that gap tonight. Yes. TeamHerschel.com, folks. Yes. Help this man. We're in the last 2 minutes. TeamHerschel.com. So he could take it, Sean. What did they do to Kavanaugh? Right at the very end, when the hearing is about over, oh, we got this letter. Well, the media had the letter. Nobody allowed Kavanaugh to answer the letter. Every day was somebody knew something. Thank God for Sean Hannity, who allows you to get the other side of the story out, right? Yeah. So we're going to close strong. Herschel, the debate was awesome. You did a good... I tell you what, I'm not a big dodgeball fan, but if there's a Heisman Trophy for dodgeball, Warnock gets it. This guy wouldn't even answer, where are you from? I don't know. So with Herschel's, what you see is what you get. One more seat, we stop all this madness. Biden said, eating ice cream in Washington, the economy's strong as hell. Don't you think he's missing a lot?
Oh, yeah.
So if you won't change, don't vote for the same thing.
Absolutely.
Now, people in South Carolina are pulling for Herschel because the two senators wipe our votes out. Right. You've had everything but the kitchen sink thrown at you. You're still standing. You're a good man. Yeah. You're going to win this race. TeamHerschel.com. Go light up the internet. TeamHerschel.com. Close the gap.
Yes. And
I'll say this. Think about this just 2 years ago. We were sitting on the precipice of losing the Senate. Losing one Georgia Senate seat cost us within the first 3 months of the Biden administration $2 trillion.
Yeah.
It was followed up by another $1.2 trillion. And then this year, $740 billion of more spending. So one simple Georgia Senate seat cost all the American people
Amen.
nearly $4 trillion. One seat in Georgia.
Added to the, we now have 31 trillion in debt.
Yes.
Did you ever think, Herschel, one of the big issues to me is energy. It's the lifeblood of the world's economy. You see, I find it embarrassing for our country with all of our natural resources. We got hundreds of years worth, and we're begging Saudi Arabia, we're begging OPEC, we're begging Venezuela, we're begging the mullahs in Iran. We're going to make them rich, and we're going to stay poor. And it's bad for national security. We're losing high-paying career jobs. We pay a lot less at the pump if we produced it here. Cheaper to heat our homes. Every item we buy in every store we'd go to would be cheaper.
Yes.
And this is the insanity now of this entire Democratic Party. They're that radicalized.
Well, I don't know whether they even know that because we're not even talking about the reserves. We got to mention the reserves as well because, you know, we're right now, they've already given up more reserves than any president combined. And we're at a crisis time. And yet they doesn't care because they don't care about the people in the audience. They don't care about the people watching. And I said, that's the problem. They're doing this over and over. And we're at a national security problem right now. And it seems like they're just going on telling you this is the new normal. Well, I'm here to tell you this is not the new normal. We can do better. We can do better. Yeah.
Lindsey, when you look at this senatorial map, I'll be honest, I'm not worried about your race or John Kennedy's race or Rand Paul's race. I know you don't take any vote for granted. I understand.
No, sir, yeah.
I think
But I'm not taking, but you look at every state in play here. We got Florida, Georgia, North and South Carolina. We got New Hampshire. We got Pennsylvania. We got Ohio. We got Ron Johnson in Wisconsin. We've got Missouri. We've got Nevada. We've got Arizona. You can add to that maybe Colorado, maybe Washington State,
Hampshire,
right? So these are, every one of these races are impactful, but they're not easy. This is going to be a tough election from my perspective for the Senate.
Okay, so let's look at it this way. If we pick up one more seat, as I've said about 1,000 times, all the crap, all the madness stops, right? It could be, the road to the majority runs through Georgia.
Right, yes, yeah.
Do you believe that America's on the wrong track? Do you? Are you willing to do something about it?
Oh, yes.
All right, well, take your friends, and if you don't have a friend, go make one. Get everybody you know to vote. Vote legally, but vote in Georgia. And if you're at home wanting to help him, who gets the hell beat out of him every day, close the money gap. The last time I was on your show, we raised over $300,000 just like that. There's about 2.5 to 3 million people watching tonight, and if just a fraction of you went to the
a little bit more, Senator.
Okay, 4 million. Whatever it is, I hope it's 100 million. But if you just went to teamherschel.com and gave $20, it closes the gap. I know I'm a one-trick pony. Here's Biden's America. You got to mortgage your house, to fill up your car, to go to the gas station, you're probably going to get robbed. We need to end this.
Yes.
And it can be ended here in Georgia. If Herschel wins, and they know this, it's over. That's why they're trying to destroy his life, trying to destroy his family's life. They tried to destroy Kavanaugh's life so he would back down and not be on the Supreme Court. Those 3 Supreme Court justices have changed America. This man is not going to back down. He's not going to give in. Give Herschel the ball. He's the best bet for Georgia. He's the best bet for America.
It really is all of that on the line, Senator Scott.
Yeah.
And I don't even like Georgia football, but I love Herschel.
Go Cox. Yeah. So there's no doubt that when you look at the midterms in my lifetime, there's not a more important midterm for America's future than this year. We are just days away from putting America back on the right track. We have to have the majority in the Senate. Remember the good old days from 2016 to 2020 when we were in the majority? We put 300 conservative judges on the bench. Three Supreme Court justices on the bench. The firewall for America has been our judiciary. We can change the course of American history, starting in Georgia, starting with Herschel, by returning common sense and sanity to the U.S. Senate. It is that important.
Let me ask you a hard question, and this comes up quite a bit.
Yes.
If you are African American and you are a conservative, you get smeared, slandered. It's in a woke world in which we live.
Yeah.
I will tell you, it is the one thing you could just tear anybody apart, say anything.
Absolutely.
Senator Scott, you lived through it. Herschel, you're living through it.
Well, let me say this.
Why don't we demand that character assassination end and end forever?
It should, but it won't. But here's the truth. Here's the truth. What Herschel represents, what I represent, it's not about me and Herschel. It's about every single young man, young woman who happens to be a person of color, who has conservative leanings. They want to say to those young men, shut up! They want to say to the young ladies, you be quiet. Because if we can lose, if they can cut our throats, unfortunately, it means every other young person will be silent. We will stand up and fight for this country. We will not back down. We love America.
For me, life's simple.
Yes.
I'm trying to be the best Christian in my life I can.
Yes.
And we're all imperfect, right?
Right.
All falling short. But I will tell you, I just believe it's very simple for me. God created every man, woman, and child on this earth and put inside them talent. You got a lot more than the rest of us. But this is something that is a pattern. Clarence Thomas, Senator Scott, soon to be, I almost said Senator Herschel Walker. But you even running, you are a threat to the establishment. Why is that?
Yeah, and I say that because you said, because right now we must realize that they will say and do anything to retain power. So it doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter who they have to go through, they will say and do anything to retain power. But I told them early, they don't know who they mess with right now.
Yeah. Right, that's right.
God prepared me for this moment right here. And I told them, I said, guys, y'all waking a grizzly bear now, and now you got to fight. And I think Senator Warnock saw it Friday night, and I said he's going to see it come November because he's going to be leaving. And I'm going to shake his hand because he didn't want to shake my hand that well when the debate was over. But I'm going to shake his hand as he's walking out of the door.
He got his ass kicked. That's why.
Well, I don't want to say it like that. I don't want to say it like that. But he got beat. I think you realize that. But the thing is this is about Georgia. It's about the people of Georgia. It's about the people of the United States of America. That right now we know that there's a problem, and the problem stems from Washington D.C. People that don't seem to care about the people that put them in office. And I say it's time for a change to happen.
If you're elected, you're promising the people of Georgia, I want to make sure I'm right, lower taxes, controlled borders, refund the police, get rid of these idiotic no-bail laws.
Yes.
You will support energy independence, and you will support reading, writing, math, history, science, and get rid of the woke agenda.
Yes. And our military. I want to continue to say I will support our military because our military is our strength. Amen. And we have to continue to support our military.
All right. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.